now. All right. Welcome, gentlemen. If you're watching this live on our Facebook profile page, I'm your host of Gordon Wat from Boundaries Brotherhood. And you got my co-host here, Mr.
Dr. Keith Fairclough, checking in with you guys. Good to be here.
And today, the series we are to start, we promised you guys the workshop, the mini workshop is getting traction, guys. If you're not on the Boundaries Brotherhood YouTube website, there's going to be a lot of action going on in there and stuff like that. So I want you guys to comment over there, leave us a comment, leave us something that we can relate to. But we wanted to do this series of the confidence levels of men. I mean, this can apply to your business, your communication, your relationships, your fatherhood, just being a simple person, even in sales, everyday life, you need confidence besides doing stuff. And Doc created this audio series that we're going to be following along. So follow along every week, guys, because that breakdown is going to be understanding confidence and the 10 things that can be unlocked with confidence, because I see so much men with unconfidence, whether they're second guessing themselves, they're wondering about, they need verification from somebody else. Screw all of that, guys. We're going to be able to, after these series, you're going to be confident. You're going to have the support. You're going to have a place to understand your business propositions, your businesses. You can lay it all out. You can have a therapeutic side from Doc. You can have something from me that's going to have, we have worksheets, we have workshops, we have assessments, we have the tools to give you so you can be this confident man in society today. Does that make sense, Doc? Take it away.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think a lot of people, I guess I just hop into it and hopefully not get too far ahead of myself, but a lot of people, when they think about confidence, they think about it's just this good feeling about yourself. And if you don't feel good about yourself, if you're not 100% sure in everything you're doing, then you're not confident. And that's just not the case. That's just not the case. And if you guys just stay tuned, because we're going to go into this, we're going to talk about confidence. We're going to talk about what confidence actually is and how you can build it. And here's the crazy part about it, because for anyone who says, I'm not confident, I don't have confidence, the fact of the matter is every single one of you actually has confidence right now, 100%. You already have it. The problem is not finding confidence, becoming more confident. The real issue is really being able to identify the confidence you already have, use that confidence to help make further progress, like Gordon said, in your relationships, in your business, on the job, in your community, with your kids, going to different projects, whatever it is, being able to find that confidence that you already have and utilize it. But like I said, I don't want to jump ahead of myself and then give everything away. So Gordon, where are we starting out first, man?
So today we're going to start out with understanding confidence. Understanding confidence, some of the key points Doc want to get into is, in fact, I'm not even, I want to let him take his thunder, because then I'm going to piggyback of what he's got going on from my angle, from certain things, because guys, you understand, we're getting two angles, right? From a man that's been through in fact, I just did a video about going through the life, the struggles. In fact, I was under like 300 pounds just and my belt broke, popped off. I was like, that threw me off completely. Understanding that confidence, like Doc said, comes from different things, but it can come from experience, it can come from wisdom, it can be a feeling that you can overstimulate sometimes. And I want you guys to be able to control that. And Doc's gonna run you right through it, because understand it can be learned, it can be also enhanced in a different way. And once you learn that, you're gonna be able to control a room, have better communication. You're going to gain the respect that you want from your peers. And you can make decisions, not second guessing yourself, and put your foot down. Doc, let them know what you have going on with this beautiful audio series that we got going on right now.
I'm going to tell you guys, confidence is not complicated. All right. The definition of confidence, it's not how you feel about yourself or anything like that. I know a lot of times we conflate confidence and self-esteem. While a lot of times they can run parallel and they can work together sometimes, they're not the same thing, because someone can be extremely confident and still have low self-esteem about how they feel about themselves. You have a lot of people who are extremely overachievers, achieve all types of things, right? And they feel terrible about themselves.
Right.
They're not the same thing. So all confidence is your belief in yourself to do the thing you said you were going to do. That's it. That's all it is. If you say I'm going to do this and then you do it and you accomplish it, you just built your confidence just like that. That's it. That's all it is. So that's why I say you've been confident your whole life. That's how you, when you were a baby, you were walking. That's confidence. You wanted to walk, so you walked. There was something you need to learn later on in life, like in elementary school and whatever, and you learned it. There was some obstacle that came your way, and you said, I'm going to overcome it, and you overcame it. Every single one of us as men has multiple events in our life that we said we were going to overcome, and we overcame it. And some even bigger than others. And the thing about confidence as well is a lot of times we're like, oh, it has to be some big thing. It has to be a mountain. I have to slay a dragon. No, it's not.
No.
It's literally whatever I say I'm going to do, I do it. That's it. That's all there is to it. And so when we talk about, okay, what about the times I mess up and fail or whatever, and we'll get into that in other series or whatnot, but you just learn the skills necessary to overcome whatever the obstacle is. You overcome it. And then guess what? Now you build your confidence again and again. And the more you keep your word to yourself, the more you keep your word to others, the more you keep accomplishing things, the more your confidence is going to grow. Why? Because now you can look back and say, dang, yeah, if I could do that, I can definitely do this. Or if I overcame this, I was in this situation where I had no way out, I can do that. I can use that same stuff and do that here. So it's being able to understand that these are the things that make us confident, identifying all our successes, all the things we overcame, and remembering that, dang, that was us. We did that. And then using it to overcome future challenges. That's honestly, that's all confidence. That's all it is. That's all confidence is.
And a lot of that has to do, like you said, it doesn't have to be something big. It's always one step. You build up that confidence level. It's like building blocks. It's like Legos. It's like having your building blocks in life. You're going to go through some shit. You're going to get over it, hopefully. You're going to learn from that mistake, hopefully. In my case, sometimes it takes a lot, right? But at the same time, you become a different person as you go along with talking about this thing with confidence. You know what I mean? Some of the myths, like you said, Doc, is where confidence means being fearless. Sometimes confidence is knowing when to walk away also. You know what I mean? Confidence means to learn to give in, to give up the battle, to win the war at the end, especially when you're dealing with kids, you're dealing with a spouse, you're dealing with your boss, right? And confidence is not just you're going to go over there and go run over something with a track loader and take down this mountain. It's understanding what you're capable of doing, the permission to do and to stand your ground and be proud of it. A lot of the times is being proud of what you've been through is sometimes that holds you back also. Sometimes you second guessing yourself as a man because you don't have the experience comparing yourself to somebody else is not the thing either. You know what I mean? A lot of times you see all these guys on YouTube that's going through some turmoils right now. They've been through that stuff, but I see a lot of men, hey, Gordon, this so-and-so got his act. I know him personally. What? He goes, yeah, but it's all show. It's all the things. He's selling a product. He's selling a service. It's some of these things that you don't realize that they're going through the motion also. They just exude this confidence level because that's a persona. Be yourself, guys. Be yourself. Doc, can you debunk some of the myths such as confidence, being fearless, or the self-efficacy of it, or how is confidence related to arrogance and stuff like that? You mean from a therapeutic side, from a professional side, what does that all mean?
A lot of the myths around confidence. So as far as being fearless, that's not the case at all. And when we dive a little bit deeper into that, we're talking about confidence when being fearless and whatnot. We're actually talking about courage at that point. Being able to face something you're scared of, but you're still moving forward anyways. Courage and confidence do run parallel as well, because there are some things that we are trying to accomplish and do that are way bigger and way more than we've ever done before. And it can be scary, right? However, you got to have the courage in order to move forward. And again, we're drawing on our past experience and our past successes to say, hey, I've had experience in this. Perfect example is when David, from the Bible, when David went before Saul and said, I want to kill Goliath. And then Saul was like, nah, you can't do that because you're just a kid. And he's been fighting since he was been fighting since he's a kid. He's a grown man. And then what did David do? He pulled on his past experiences. I killed a lion and I killed a bear with my bare hands. So I'm confident I can take him out. And of course, his relationship with God and everything like that as well. That was all intertwined. But the thing is, he was tying it back to things that he has done and things he's overcame already. And so when it comes to that, yeah, we do got to have courage. And there are some things we're going to be scared of. But with our past experiences and things we've overcome, we could use that as fuel to attack these new experiences, new things we're trying to overcome. Now, as far as just a big difference between arrogance and between confidence. Confidence is, again, it's, hey, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. I'm good at what I do. I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. Arrogance, boast. Arrogance,
Mm.
arrogance is, look at me. Look how great I am. Look how horrible everybody else is. That's not confidence. As a matter of fact, people who are arrogant are extremely insecure.
Yep, I
That's
was just
why they're looking for that attention. Even if they're good at what they do. This is what I was saying. Just because you're confident doesn't mean you have great self-esteem, right? Because real confident people who have good self-esteem and love themselves and have boundaries and things like that, they don't have to be loud and boast and all that. They don't have to do that. Why? Because I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking to accomplish what I set out to do. But arrogant people, look how great I am. Look how beautiful you are. You're so lucky to be around me. I'm the greatest one ever. And then again, Gordon, like you said, it is a persona. They have to put that on because they think by me being this big guy and being so great and being so whatever, oh, it's gonna make people love me. It's gonna make people respect me. So people care about me. It actually does the complete opposite. We don't like arrogance. We don't. We love humility. We like the guy who just, I'm just here to do my job and knock it out the park, being authentic, being themselves. That's what we like. So we have to debunk and just separate ourselves from that myth because Gordon, on the other side of this as well, there's some guys that are like, then I can't be too confident. I can't speak up and I got to put myself down because I don't want to be arrogant. And say, no, you're doing the exact opposite. You're burying yourself and then destroying your confidence. You doing that is not benefiting anybody, right? A real confident person is someone, again, who just, hey, this is what I do. This is my skills. If I make a mistake, I own it and I move forward. I learn and I continue to grow because that's how I got here in the first place. That's what a real confident person does. That's what they do. And so we don't want to get caught up in the whole, oh, I don't want to be arrogant. I'm trying to be humble and all this. You don't got to do all that. Just do what you say you're going to do, improve yourself, get the skills you need, and just do your word. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then you could eliminate all this other stuff out there, all these other ideas of confidence that just aren't true.
I think so. Am I frozen on your end?
Yeah, you're frozen on your
I
mind.
did freeze on mine end. I was like, let's see if this thing hasn't, because I froze right here. And let's see, and it's still going live, but we'll just keep on this recording because let's see what we do. Because even though I can do all this, let me ask you this, Doc. I can even also really understand how the biggest person, the loudest person in the room is the one covering up the biggest problem, right?
Mhm.
Because including self-doubt, low confidence, and over-reliance on external validation, like I said earlier, a lot of it has to do with dealing with that emotional boundaries or those walls that you've put up in yourself before.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times, this is the first time this happened. My camera turned red.
Oh.
Because I got an Insta360. And
Oh,
that is,
cool.
so it's not green. Let's see if something's wrong with that. Let's answer that and let me see if we can end this and come right back on. That'd be weird.
Yeah. I'll say this. So when it comes to, you were talking about as far as like self-doubt and looking for external validation, right? Again, when you're thinking about confidence, right? And you look at someone like that, you're in classrooms all the time, you see what these guys all the time that are really loud, really boisterous, really drawing attention to themselves and things like that. Now, some people are extroverts, right? There's some people out there and that's just them. They love to be the center of attention, the life of the party and things like that. So I don't want to throw everybody in that category, but the people who are, I'm trying to do that because I don't want you to see that I feel incompetent. I don't want you to see that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want you to see that I'm not as good as you guys think I am. I got a lot of mirrors and smoke and things like that. That's that issue right there. We as men, we got to take a look at that, right? Why are we doubting ourselves, right? Why are we seeking that outside validation so much? Why aren't us being ourselves? Why isn't that enough? Why isn't that enough for us? We have to stop and start thinking about that. Because if we're not thinking about that, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to start putting on. And when we're putting on, then guess what? The focus is, you're back now.
Mhm.
The focus is, oh, I just want people to validate me. I want people to care about me. I want people to love me or whatnot. Now it's not about keeping your word. And because now it's not about keeping your word, whatever you do, because it's inauthentic, you're not gonna be able to build confidence that way. So
Absolutely.
I say all this to say, if that was confused for anybody, I say all this to say, why are you doing what you're doing? Are you doing it because I'm trying to accomplish this thing, or am I doing it because I want people to love me, right? And if that's the case, then we got to stop and take a look, just take it all the way back and start doing some more work on that, because that's not the purpose of it. Again, confidence does not give you it doesn't give you love, it doesn't give you self-love, it doesn't give you that, right? That's self-esteem. That's a whole nother thing we got to talk about and work on.
Confidence. So they're
Yeah, that's a whole other thing, right? We need to we're talking about confidence. It's again, just doing what you said you're going to do. And if you need more skills, then you learn more skills. That's it. You had to have a growth mindset when it comes to confidence. That's big. I didn't even touch on that, Gordon, and maybe we'll touch on it later, but you got to have a growth mindset, a mindset that says, I'm always willing to learn. I'm always willing to overcome. I'm always willing to do something different, not a fixed thing that says, I can't get any better, right? To truly grow in your confidence, you got to have a growth mindset, because that's how you take a failure and you look at it and you say, how can I break this down? What went wrong and what can I do different next time so it gets better? So even my failure is still a learning lesson. It's still something I can grow from and still be used to build my confidence. So with the growth mindset in the right way, there's no situation that can't be helped and used to build your confidence, no matter if it went good or bad. So
Yeah, absolutely. That's
yeah.
that's 100% true. Like self-esteem, confidence, arrogance. People always try to put those things in one big basket, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's three separate things. There's also three separate things that a lot of give me an in fact, Doc, give me a story. Give me if you have a story, if you want me to tell you stuff, I want you to give me a short story of how if we can have these men that's listening to this podcast, this live on this thing right now, not it's understandable to not understand these three different things. But give me a story where you could place somebody, if I can bring somebody in, what would be a story you could tell where learning the difference between these three, or just one of them about confidence, or the difference between self-esteem and confidence that you've been through with a client, change the name, do something, and how you change them. Because the problem is you might not know the difference. The
Mhm.
solution is you might have to use these tools, and that's why we're going to have these workshops. I want you to comment, guys, in the bottom later on, workshop, or say, do you agree or something, so that we can send an assessment out to you guys. It's free, guys. We're doing absolutely free until the time comes where you need more in depth. But tell us a story, and then I'll give you one myself.
Okay. So a story about the difference between the three, or a story about being confident, like
Being
someone confident to.
from a client, from something that you see from your professional aspect, from a therapeutics aspect. And I'll give you a short story of my personal, unless you got one of yourself.
Yeah, no, I'll do one of myself, honestly, as far as confidence is concerned. So let's see, which one do I want to use? There's so many. They could use the putting up the shutters. I could let's go.
How
Let's
about
go.
one from work? One from
Yeah.
one from work that you do every day, maybe. How about I pick for you?
Oh shoot, for
Do
work.
one that because you second guess when you started your practice, you must
Yeah.
have doubts at one point.
No,
Oh, okay. No, when you wait, but
this is what I can tell you. I can tell you
okay,
because we talked about this is actually part of what birthed this in the first place.
okay, cool.
Groups.
Yep.
And so I wanted to do this was back in 2023. I was thinking about I wanted to do a men's group. I wanted to do 2024. I wanted to start a men's group.
Nice.
And so I was looking at, like, okay, have I ever done a men's group before? What are they going to think? Am I going to be a fraud? And so all thoughts are going through my mind, right?
Okay.
And be able to say the right thing. Have I ever done all these things, right? So a lot of doubts. And that's probably something that maybe we could talk about another time, about how there are doubts sometimes when we're trying to accomplish something new, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as I was doing this, what I told myself was like, okay, listen, let's just build this stuff out. Let's build out the things. And then once you get everything built out, then we'll move forward and start trying to recruit people. So then I built everything out, took it even built everything out. I tried to test it with my brothers or whatnot. That kind of fell through, didn't work out. And so I was like, okay, what can I do different next time? And so then I went to try to promote it out to other men, other places or whatnot. And I got zero replies, right? So you would
Mhm.
think, oh man, that's a hit to your confidence, right? Oh man, look, you
Mhm.
failed again. But it was like, no, something I didn't work, right?
Right.
What didn't work? Okay, I didn't market it the right way. So I tried again. And then it still didn't work. I'm like, okay, what happened this time? Okay, still didn't market it the right way. And so then what happened was I didn't lose steam. I didn't start feeling bad about myself or feel like, oh, I can never make it happen. It was just, okay, what do I need to tweak in order to make this thing come to pass? And
Mhm.
so now we're in the stages now where not just we're doing groups here with Boundaries and Brotherhood, but also in my private practice, moving forward into doing that. Like right now, I even have like a support group, like a free support group that I have my clients come to, the men in my practice come to if they want additional support to talk, to engage, whatever. And so that part right there, the reason why I was able to keep moving forward, even though in the beginning I had doubts, was because I've been through things like this before.
Right.
I've experienced failures before. I know what it's like to fall on my face. I know what it's like to pick myself back up. I know how to retweak things. I know how to keep moving forward. And that has literally been the story of my life for so many situations where I've made mistakes, especially in my marriage. And that'll be again, but life. That's for me, right? You talk about confidence.
Right.
That's for me. I took hits along the way,
Absolutely.
and each hit I took would in the past, when I wasn't really confident in myself, I didn't really believe in myself and believe in my abilities to get things done. But I didn't believe that. It would have caused me to stop. But this time it was like, no, just got to retweak it and move forward. Retweak because the thing is, I know people are doing it. I know there's men groups out there. So it's not like I'm doing something that's impossible. Right? So I know it can be done. So it's just about, okay, what do I need to do to make that happen? So I say all that to say, long story short, it's supposed to be a short story, but long story short, really those moments that hit me in my attempts to get something done, I just took them, learned from it, and retweaked it, and it kept getting better and better as time went on.
I'm gonna say firsthand when me and Doc talked together, there was two different mindsets, two different lanes going on at the same time. The expertise that we have going on to give confidence into people is because you need confidence in sales, in business, in your marriage, in your communication, in your presentation, in walking into a room. You got to have this type of confidence to do these simple things. And that's why we're so big on confidence because that angle we come at, if we can show you how to be a confident man, you can be successful in anything that you do, even with the bump stops coming along the road. A lot of times, I'll give you my story where when I was in prison in 2006, I broke my leg because I ended up punishing somebody at the FCI law in Lampa, right? Long story short, softball game, championship online. One of the guys that slid into my leg and broke me in half, right? For the longest time, I thought I would never be able to walk. So now, how got over that situation, and now you thinking now, I'm in jail, in prison with rocks, and I went against black guys, right? Now, next to my neighbor here is what do you call it? A 6'6" crip, I'm thinking to myself, this is how it's gonna end. Because these guys shoot, right? Lucky enough that the things I did in the meantime, there was the guys pushing me around. But that fear, that unconfident person in me, I had to lay it on the line because I'm thinking this is how it's going to end. So I had to get my crutches. And what I did was to learn how to walk, I would throw my crutches and walk to the crutch each step. And I take that step into a lot of my business, the agency, the help I do with the kids, the things I'm going to do with Doc, with the men's group, the stories that we have, because you need to take one step at a time to gain that confidence, but you also have to fall. How many times I fell? Like Dot said, how many times I screwed up, messed up, and doing things that, if a lot of you guys on Facebook watching this live, or you're going to watch this on a replay, if you look at my story, I'm not supposed to be here. But this is why I have the audacity and the confidence, because what does an authority or a coach or a personal mentor do for you? I've been there, done that. I know what it takes. With Doc, he can give you a different angle. And with his clientele, I can give them a different angle. This is why the synergy is so well put. Now, Doc said, he fell on some of the things that he was going through. But when I see all Doc's material, this is a weight in gold because my mind thinks completely different also. Now, when we put these things together and we have the workshop, we're going to let you guys know when the workshop's going to be, when you can be in deep. We're just working on a location right now where you guys can come in, where you can come in person. You can catch it online and do things that help you for anything in life moving forward. And that's why you need boundaries. You also need camaraderie. You also need a lot of things to help you along the way. This is what this group is going to be for. Doc, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Can you reflect an actionable step to reflect on accomplishments that made you proud and how you do this assessment or this type of work with your clientele?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But before I answer that real quick, man, I want to
Beautiful.
take a quick step back, right?
Okay.
About the self-efficacy and the connection between confidence and self-efficacy real quick. But I'm going to sum it up real quick and then I'll answer your question. Ultimately, guys, you have to believe in yourself. That's what confidence does on a deeper level, right? Confidence is belief in yourself to do what you said you're going to do. So if you believe in yourself, you bet in yourself. And as a matter of fact, this is a really quick story. The reason why I even got into private practice was because I was talking to a therapist and it was working with her, right? And she said, "You just got to bet on yourself. Have you ever failed yourself before?" I never thought about that a day in my
Simple.
life. Never thought about a day in my life.
Simple question,
She
Doc.
said, you bet on yourself before?" I said, "Yeah." "You ever fail?" "No."
Ooh.
Anything that I believed I could do, I've done. Anything. Any degree, any homework, my marriage with my kids, the change I've made, losing weight, getting muscle strong, you talk about being able to walk again. I had a lot of different injuries that the doctor said, "Oh, you'll never lift again. You'll
Right.
never run again. You'll never play football again."
Right.
So they told me, but my belief in myself was like, nah, I don't receive that. I don't receive none of that. Oh, it's going to be so hard. I don't receive that. You can't do that. I don't receive that. I believe in myself. You know what I've overcome, and I
Right.
know I can overcome this too. So that belief in yourself is critical, and that allows you to have that efficacy, right? It allows you to be able to do what you say you're going to do, to have that confidence. So that belief in yourself is critical. It got to be there. It's got to be. All right. So as far as, so to what you were asking before, though, Gordon, about reflecting on just recent accomplishments that make me proud, I'll tell you honestly, my doctorate degree. My doctorate degree is something that it's definitely a recent accomplishment. 2022 is when I graduated, but that makes me proud, heavily proud. Why? Because for one, it's a terminal degree. That's the first thing. And for two, at one point in time, I was like, man, I don't want to write a 100-page paper or anything like that. But what I did was I went to the situation, I went to school, and I said, you know what? I'm not worried about a 100-page paper. And y'all can take this tip right now too, right? I understand what comes with the dissertation. I understand what comes with the doctorate degree. I understand that. But I said, I'm not worried about what comes further down the line. What do I got to do this week? That's it. My program, I did my 3-year program. I did not do a 3-year program. I did a week program. And every week it was something new. What do I got to do this week? I understand I don't understand what you guys are talking about in 3 years. I get that. 36 months. I get that. How many weeks that is. I get that. I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on this week right here. What do I got to do this week? Because I can handle this week. I may not be able to handle the whole thing, but I can handle this week. And by doing that and having that belief in myself to handle this week, then guess what? In 3 years, I ended up graduating. I say that to say, so that's something that I can reflect on and look at and say, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of it. Not because I got a degree. I like that too, but I'm proud of what seemed like such a big insurmountable thing that was going to be so hard. I'm proud of the fact that I was able to take that whole thing and just take it piece by piece, week by week. And when it's all said and done, I got a doctorate degree at the end. And I can guarantee no matter what you're going through, what you want to accomplish, if you take that skill right there and apply it, there's nothing you can't accomplish either.
Makes completely perfect sense because a lot of the times, some of these men have the confidence, like you said. It just have to be put in a way so that they understand it, so they can move forward one step at a time, one block at a time. A lot of times you have confidence. This way, the second guessing stops, the anxiety, the pulling themselves out of depression, the drinking, all this stuff that it comes from life turmoils, basically. And a lot of it just has to do with doing things on a level where you might just need a pat on the back, some encouragement, some inspiration. Guys, if you're looking for inspiration, I do daily inspiration posts with YouTube shorts. It's under the guise of either easy stoic ways or boundaries and brotherhood. The thing is getting traction right now because a lot of the time these videos is the ones I look up for you guys because I've been in you guys' position. So it's like a lot of the times that's what we're gonna do. If you're watching this on a replay, if you're watching this on a live, we're gonna have this chopped up, shared up, and everything up. If you're watching this on a lot of the channels, leave us a comment, get that assessment. Let's see if we can get something. We're going to start setting dates for some workshops and some, in fact, I'm going to show you this. Doc gave me all the products for this next year done. It's just a matter of how we're going to get it to you, where and when, and the time. That's what we're working on right now. Doc, you got anything else to say? Because next week's episode is going to be recognizing cognitive distortions.
Okay.
Right?
Well, yeah.
And then
As far as, guys, just again, one of the things you could do as far as like a skill you could take away from this right now to start changing your life and start recognizing the confidence you have, go back and write down every and any accomplishment that you've made from the time you were born to who you are right now. And I do not want you to try to assign some type of value to it as, oh, this one's a really big accomplishment, or this one, that was not so big, so I'm not going to put it. Every single thing that you said, I'm going to do, anything you accomplished, I don't care if it was beating a boss in a video game. I don't care if it was learning to tie your shoe. I don't care if it was, I barely graduated with a D. If you said, I'm going to do this and you did it, write it down. You're going to blow yourself away about how many things you have accomplished in your life. Let that fuel your confidence. Let it fuel you to recognize that, yeah, there's a lot that I can actually do and overcome. There's a lot that I could do. I've actually been through a lot. I have a lot to offer, right? I'll give you that right now, because once you start doing that, you'll start realizing there's a lot more to you than you probably gave yourself credit for before.
no,
Right.
absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
That's going to be one of our basically our workshop plans, to actually write down the things you've accomplished in your lifetime on a timeline event to help you boost that confidence level into something that you can tell yourself, man, I really accomplished some of this stuff. What am I worried about? You mean, if you look back, but I just want to say, we're going to keep this at a certain level because I know you guys' time and attention is number one in today's atmosphere. Follow us along, leave us a comment, please subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube or anything, any other media platform, I'm going to put the link somewhere around here, maybe down below or something. I wanted to say, this is what Boundaries and Brotherhood is about, guys. It's all about giving a safe place for you to talk business, confidence. If you're going through something, to do something in life, real life, we got guest speakers lined up. We got a lot of people lined up that want to jump on right now because they want to hear their story. And this way, we're going to have a safe place for you to actually talk shop, talk feelings, talk emotions, and all that stuff. Doc, we got anything left to say?
No, just you guys comment. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment. Share some of your stories, some of your success stories. Share them. Listen, by being able to do that, you're not just helping, you're helping other people, right? You're helping other men when you do that. So if you have a story, something that, hey, you overcame, or something you use, a skill, a strategy, something like that, go ahead and put it. This is a community, guys. This is where we're coming together to help one another, to shed off all these old stereotypes that have kept us bound and hurt and broken, right? We're doing all that, but we got to come together and do that. So if you've got an idea, you got anything, put it in the chat. Let us know. And yeah, we'll be back. Boundaries and Brotherhood.
Absolutely. Yeah, Boundaries and Brotherhood. I'm your host, Gordon Wat from Boundaries and Brotherhood. Doc.
Dr. Keith Fairclough. You guys take care. Have a great and blessed day. We'll see you soon.
All right. Aloha. Catch you guys next week. Bye-bye. And boom. Okay, 36:54. Let me pause this.